Hey, everybody. Excited to be on. I'm going to wait just another minute, get closer to that 8 o'clock hour when we get started.
7, let's see.
Hi, Brittany. What's up? Good to see you, my friend. Hi, William. Yeah, as you guys are popping on, you can tell us where you're joining tonight, where you're in from. I'm sure we get Katie on here. I see Steph. Hi, Steph.
Hey, Lacey.
Florida, what's up? Lots of Florida, Utah, love it. All over the place. What's weather like in Utah right now? Just curious. Indiana, hot. Myrtle Beach, hot. Okay, Arkansas. I think it's probably hot everywhere. We had a little cooler. I'm jealous of the beach. Yeah, me too. Michigan, awesome. Did you guys have a fantastic day? Exciting day in True Vision history. Busy. I know that we've all been
busy.
So busy all day. Okay. Katie, I guess you're on here. I don't see you. Well, Miss Lisa says that you are. I see you now. Okay, awesome. Donna, Jesse, and Tracy, what's up?
Hey, girl.
Awesome. I love it. Just got home jumping on. You guys are rock stars. Love it. We are growing still. All right. So yeah, anybody else excited about CBD patches? Patch Up. I'm excited about Patch Up. Loving those graphics. I love the that they're branded. I love the colors. Yeah, I'm excited about those all over the place. Southern Indiana is wet and hot. Yeah, it's been rainy here. I live in Missouri. It's been rainy the last couple of days. Cooled down, which we'd like to mow the grass because that's gotten out of hand, but it didn't really happen because we went and saw Spider-Man today because the grass was all wet. All right. Looks like it's right about time to start, so we'll get started. Just really quick about that new products. Just wanted to remind everybody we're not making any medical claims. We need to be really careful about those. I know we get really excited when stuff comes out, and we should be excited, but just make sure we're using the verbiage that court puts out. And they made sure to let us know we aren't using marijuana leaves. It's definitely a different product than marijuana. So we want to make sure that we're not leading with that kind of advertising. So just thought I'd mention that off the top. But what we're really here tonight for is our Associate Spotlight. And I'm super excited because I have two of my rock stars on tonight. I love them so much. We are in constant communication all day, every day, and they've just become a couple of my very, very best friends. So I am really excited to be able to introduce everybody. Lots of people know them, but to Katie Reed and to Stephanie Bailey. So you guys want to say hey?
Hey, guys. I'm glad everybody hopped on.
Yay. Awesome. So we'll kind of bounce back and forth between the two of you when we've got some questions here for you. And you guys just feel free to answer how you'd like to. Hopefully this is helpful for everyone. So we'll start with Katie. Katie, pretend that no one has ever heard your story before. So tell us a little bit about you.
Version. So I'm from Maryland, if no one knows that. So my story started when I saw a cousin of mine post a before and after photo of herself. And she really wasn't actually it wasn't even before and after photo. She literally just posted a picture of herself, and she was a lot skinnier than I had seen a couple months ago. So I had sent her a message and I was like, what are you doing? And she's like, oh, it's something super simple. You know, I hate exercising. And I was like, yes. And she's like, I just take these 2 supplements. And I was like, that's all you do? And she's like, yep, that's all I do. I was like, and you don't work out and you don't do anything? And she said, I mean, I barely take walks. I was like, and how much weight have you lost? And she was like, I've lost 30 pounds in 3 months, I think. Was it, Lacey? I think it was 30 pounds in 3
Yeah.
months. And so I was like, okay, well, I was in my sister's wedding and I'm 10 years older than her. And she has all these zeros, little girls, tiny, and they're 20. So I am 10 years older and I had just had my 3rd child. And so I was like, I couldn't lose all the weight. Short version, I had 6 pregnancies in 5 years and I have 3 healthy boys now. But back-to-back pregnancies, I could not lose the weight. And I was trying everything at that point. I had done Weight Watchers, counting carbs, working out in the gym like 6 days a week, just everything. I felt like I was killing myself and I was barely like going up and down 5 pounds. So when she posted that photo and I was in my sister's wedding in 3 months, I was like, all right, I'm going to try these. And my husband was like, all right, you're going to add it to the drawer with everything else. And I was like, well, let me try it. So I took the combo. The first week I lost 8 pounds and I just started and actually Lacey explained to me how everything worked prior to getting signed up. And she helped explain everything to me. And I was like, well, could I make this a business thing? And she told me like how much she was making. And I was like, well, if I could make at least some of that, I could maybe stay home. My husband was like, I think you need to go back to work because like is getting ready to go to school. And I was like, I don't want to go back to work. I hadn't worked since I had my oldest. So that I did not want to do. So anyway, fast forward a little bit. Then after I had gotten signed up, I signed up my mother-in-law that night and a friend, and we all started. And the first week I lost 8 pounds. The first 3 months I went from 10 to a 4, like 6, 4, 6, depending on what soil you're in. And everyone just started noticing how much weight I was losing, and it just like I just was signing everyone up like left and right. Everywhere I saw people, my husband was like, everywhere you go, people were like, what are those pills you're taking? So it just like went like that. And I made enough that my husband was like, all right, well, let's make this a real thing. So I teamed up with Lacey's had been teamed up with me ever since then. And we have just been working it ever since. It's 4 years.
That's right. Love it. Awesome. Yes, that's true. Then Steph, same question. Kind of tell us a little bit about your story.
Okay, so those of you that don't know me, I'm from West Virginia, and Katie is actually my sister-in-law. She's married to my baby brother. So as she said, when she got signed up and she signed my mom, you know, they kept trying to get me to try it, and I was a little hesitant at first, and I've never been really overweight. I think the most I've ever weighed was like 155 pounds, and I was like, well, you know, I don't know. I could lose 5 or 6 pounds. I think I was like 135 at the time or whatever, but Katie kept trying to get me to try it, and I wasn't even thinking about the fact that it could give me energy. I napped all the time. Like I joke and say that I planned my days around when I could take a nap, but it actually is the truth. I would really do that. So she finally got me to try a 7-day, and I felt the energy, you know, immediately. And I lost 3 pounds in the first month. So I was hooked. I never intended on selling, but I worked a part-time job, and my oldest was in college at the time. So I needed, you know, it was a bit of a financial struggle to afford it. So I saved up and I got my month supply, and I was like loving my results. I was like, I can sell this stuff. This stuff works. I love it. I fell in love with the company and the culture, and, you know, just really excited about it. It was, you know, the products worked. All it took.
That's right. I love it. Yeah, it was just it worked for you and you knew that you could help other
Yeah.
people. So that's what you've been doing. I love it. So you guys work really well together. I love the relationship that you guys have, how you kind of bounce ideas and stuff off of each other. So tell us a little bit about how you guys work together.
Do you want to go first, Katie, or do you want me? Or so, okay.
Go ahead, Steph.
Okay, we work well together. We talk. Well, we talk every day, whether it's in messenger, text, or phone call. And we're super close anyway. So we bounce ideas off each other all the time, and which I joke and say, whatever she tells me to do, I do it. She's my upline. She has followed her upline, and she knows what works, and I just do what she says. But we do bounce ideas off of each other, especially about content for our team. We come up with graphics. She's really good at making graphics, and then I help her correct her grammar, which is kind of an inside joke. But we just work really well together. And if she does something different than the way I want to do it, I'll just tweak it and make it my own. And it just works. We get along, and we're not afraid to just tell each other, no, I'm not going to do that, or I'm going to do it this way. And she's just amazing. She's really helped me a lot. I have a great upline.
Aw,
That's awesome. Did you have anything to add, Katie?
Really? Yeah, I mean, she kind of covered it all, other than really, Lacey and Steph correct my grammar all the time. So you don't have to be a great speller to do this, guys. You just have to make sure you know somebody that can spell.
Yeah, that's a great point. You don't have to know everything. If you have, your upline has perfected it. Oh, well, I'll say we work on it all the time. I won't say that we're perfect, but it's what they do is tried and true. And if you have a good upline and a good leader and you follow them, it just works. Goodness gracious, anyone that knows me knows that I don't catch on to especially the tech stuff. I'm not tech savvy. So I just follow what they do.
So sometimes
That's awesome.
yeah. Sorry. So sometimes
Great.
I'm gonna have to
No, you're good.
we're lagged, I think. So sometimes I get on the phone and
I
want
was just
to walk Steph through exactly the electronic end. But we all have our different things we're good at. So team up with three girls, and together you make a really good team, because where one has a strength, the other one has a weakness. We all pull our strengths together and make it work, because I'm great at that, but I'll throw them the graphics in there and say, all right, does the grammar look good? Does the spelling look good? Do I need to change it? Sometimes I might add too much information. Someone tells me that. Someone tells me I don't have enough information. We all make it work. But it's fun.
So Katie, tell us what motivates you.
What motivates me? I've got goals. I've got big goals. I've got little goals. Big goal, I want to move to the beach. It's my dream. Steph's also. One day. I see I've been in the company 5 years, and I have seen a lot of rock stars in this company, and I really just follow their lead. There's multiple people on the call: Elisa Cowart, Kaylee Cyber, Angel and Ryan. They have paved the way for a lot of us, and really, I see what they have gotten and how far they've made it. And Lacey too, her and her husband have retired and do this full time. I think it's amazing. I see the benefit, and I want what they have. I would love to retire my husband one day. So I think that would be amazing when he gets to retirement. He's actually a DC cop. It would be nice that when he officially retires from there, that he won't have to have another job, and I could support us from that point on. I think that would be an amazing goal. And to get my kids through college. I got 3 boys, so lots of goals.
That's awesome. What about you, Steph?
A lot of the same. I have really big goals, and I've seen how you and Robert have reach some of those goals. And we kind of have the same thing in mind. And we do want to move south. We're like over winter. So we want to move south. I have smaller goals like daily. I just think, because sometimes it is frustrating when you get a lot of no's from people, but you're going to have that one person that says yes, and that the products really help, and you just see how it changes their lives. So I think that's just like a small goal I have every day. If I can reach, someone and help them, and, the way that I was helped, because literally like slept all the time and wonder what in the world's wrong with me. So if I can help someone feel better, that's a small term goal. Of course, when Club 90 is going on, that's always a goal of mine. I love to go on those Club 90 trips. And like Katie said, retired to the beach. That's like the ultimate goal. But, something I'm working on right now is to lower some credit card debt. So that's been great to have the extra income for that.
And you left your part-time job.
Absolutely.
What is it?
And you had left your part-time job. Now,
Oh, exactly. Yes. After less than a year, I think I left my part-time job, maybe right around a year.
Yep.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was exciting.
Right.
So Katie, what would you tell a brand new associate starting out in the biz?
Duplicate your upline. And if you don't get along, I know, because there's all different levels with us with uplines. So some people might be your best friends, some people might be family, and some people are cold market. So go to your upline, and if your upline and you two don't get along perfectly, then go to the person above them until you find that person that you click well with. And sometimes it might be sidelines. Go to your sidelines. If you meet someone in the company or one of the corporate events, lock arms with them and go. Consistency, stick with it. It's not great days every day, but if you stay consistent, you stick with it, and you love it and love the products and the people, I mean, it's an amazing company to be with. So I would just say consistency and just keep doing it every day.
Absolutely. I love it. And I love that you were talking about connecting, even if it's, somebody might be saying, well, yeah, you guys like each other. That's great. You're best friends, you're family, you enjoy each other, but my upline sucks. I have people above me who don't do anything, or, whatever the case may be. We just don't get along. She's great. Other people like her, but I just don't mesh well with her. It's really important for us to find somebody that we connect with. And, that can be several of, up the line from you. You can bypass several people if it's like, okay, we don't mesh, or, they don't do it the way that I would like to, or whatever the reason is. For Katie and I, actually, she is not my level 1. We have a level in between us. She's actually my level 2. And the person in between us is family to Katie. Like she said, she saw her ad, but she's decided not to work the business at all. She takes the products and she takes a check, but she doesn't actually, do a lot of work for that check, or any really. So Katie and I have connected. Katie, can you kind of talk about like why that came about, what you did to find an upline?
So when I realized my cousin knew absolutely nothing about the product that she loved so much, I was like, can you please put me in contact with someone that does, because I want more information. Just telling me this is 2 pills a day. Okay, I get that. That's awesome and easy. But like, what if I want this as a business? And she had no idea. So I said, well, can you please put me in contact with someone that does know something about this? And she said, oh, well, let me introduce you to my friend Lacey. And that's when she made, I think, a group chat. I don't even know if she knew how to make a group chat. I think she just had Lacey message me, and she just reached out and was like, hey, I'm here. And we literally clicked from that minute on. I think we did.
Yeah. I think I said something dumb and put my foot in my mouth the very first night, and we laughed, and then we've been friends ever since. So it was good. But yeah, and if it's not your upline, we have amazing people in this company all over the place. I know that there are tons of people that are willing to help in any way that they can. Just Randy Christopher and his team. There are so many with the True Train You that they love to help other people. Kaylee Seibert. I just said Cybert. That's somebody that I went to school with. Kaylee Cyber is incredible, and her team is amazing. So many people on her team are willing to, help however they can. And those are just a couple that, I see Kaylee's picture here on my little screen, but there are literally hundreds, thousands of people within our company that would be happy to share what they're doing. I've never reached out to somebody, I've never commented on something and said, hey, how did you do that? Or do you have the template for that? Or could I make something like that? Would you mind if I shared that post? I've never had someone tell me no. So just finding those people that you connect with, I think, is really important. So Steph, same question. What would you tell somebody just getting started in the business?
Same thing, consistency. You just have to stick with it. There's going to be seasons where you're signing people left and right, like you can't keep up with messages. And then there are going to be seasons when you're like, oh my goodness, what's happening? But you just have to be consistent. You have to figure out what you're going to do every day to grow your business, because no one is going to do it for you. So you have to figure out what you're going to do, like a daily DMO, to grow your business, and stick with it. Stick with it. It's worth it. And,
Absolutely.
love on your customers, be their friend. That they just want someone to listen.
True.
I love that. And you're so good at that, just loving on people. And even when they're not super likable, you can just be amazingly kind to people. I love it. And yeah, consistency. So I mentioned in your little bio that we put out that you have had to rebuild a couple of times. You're actually in a rebuilding process right now. So did you want to talk a little bit about that?
Sure. It's hard. It's hard. But I have to remember there's going to be people that come along that they don't want the same thing out of the business that I want out of the business. And they leave for whatever reason. Some people are happy if they get their products for free, and that's great. And I love it. And I welcome them on my team. Then we have some that's going to reach their hot market and then quit because it gets too hard for them, I guess. So what I just try to do then is introduce myself, because they're still the people under them are still under me, and they need a leader. So I just try to introduce myself to them if I haven't ever spoke with them before, and encourage them to reach out to me, and that I'll help them reorder or whatever it is that they need. And just be patient. I'm not gonna lie, there's days where I'm like, am I seriously going through this again? But it happens, and I just stay consistent because I mentioned before, no one's going to build this business for me but me. I mean, yes, I love when I sign someone and they're a super rock star, and I hope that I get one. I hope I get a you or a Katie under me, and I don't have to worry about them ever leaving or anything like that. But it's up to you daily to work your business and grow your business, because no one is going to do it for you. You can't stop working. Even if you have, super people under you, you should never stop trying to grow your business yourself.
Right. No, that is great advice. It's true. You have to put in the work. So we can't get to the top with just rock stars doing it all for us. So that's really good.
And I guess
that's okay. Slow and steady wins the race, right? We're not going anywhere. So let's see, Steph, what does your basic workday look like?
Okay, so when I first get up, that's usually a good quiet time for me. I drink my coffee, and I check all my messages, and I try to make sure, because I don't stay up super late. 10:30, 11, I'm usually in bed asleep. So I try to answer any questions, many messages that I have. I do my birthdays. I'll, try to go in and wish everyone on Facebook, that has a birthday, happy birthday. Interact with some posts. I try to schedule posts in our customer group. Let's see. It's hard when I'm trying to think about what I do. I try to post 3 times a day on personal wall and at least once on Instagram. And I try to do a something positive or a motivational quote on my wall. I think that's basically it. And, follow-ups, do my follow-ups, anybody that I need to that's on my list. Look at my planner, see what's going on for the day. And do it every single day. And that's
Perfect.
another, when you're super busy, you need to figure out, I think we've talked about it before, our 0 day. What's the one thing is going to be that you do? Do something every single day. I'll do that even when I'm on vacation. So like if it's making sure that you post in your customer group, then that's your 0 day. If that's all you do for the whole day, then you've done something for your business.
That's right. Yep. I love it. 0 days are not no day. Like it's not a no
Right.
productivity day. You're actually doing something every
Right.
single day to keep up with your business. So that's awesome. And yeah, we all need days off. We need time away. But yeah, definitely doing something income producing every single day. I love it. Katie, what about you? What does your basic work day look like?
Basically the same as Steph, but we kind of run on different hours. My kids like sleep in now that it's summer, and my husband doesn't get home till 2 or 3 in the morning. So we kind of like, I'll go to bed a little bit later and sleep a little bit later, but it's the same sort of thing. So I don't go to bed unless every message is answered. I post in the testimony group at least 3 to 4 times a day. I'd make sure I try to post on my Facebook and Instagram at least 2 times a day or once a day. Depends on the day. Right now it's summer, everything's a little bit more chaotic with my children home and they wanting to do things. So that I have a list. Oh, I check my planner to make sure who I need to follow up with. I put that all in my planner, like who I need to get back in touch with. And that's pretty much it. But I just like with the posts on Facebook, I like to just make them some interactive, some quotes or positive things, and then some personal information. That's about it.
Okay. So let's talk follow-up. So follow-up is so important. That's where the money is going to be, that as we follow up with people, because most of the time they're not going to just jump on board and buy with us the very first time. So follow up beforehand and then follow up after, because if we just sell them product and then never see them again, never talk to them again, then we're probably not going to see many reorders. So let's talk follow up. When, how often do you do that? How many levels are you connecting? Kind of how deep are you going? So Katie, if you want to start on that one.
Sure. So follow up. So if I have someone interested for the first time, well, in a long time or the first time ever, I have a notepad and I put their interested name in it. And then I also in my planner have a spot where I put the interested people also. So when I connect with them for the first time, I'll kind of send them a message and just see where they are. Hey, like, what are your goals? Do you have any, health concerns? Just kind of like general questions. Because obviously I knew they are wanting to lose weight or whatever it is that they want to do. And I kind of like start that way. And then we kind of get into, I share like the information of the products and I make sure they get in our testimony group and then get them tagged in a couple videos and things like that. That's like usually my main thing, but I'll have like a checklist under my interested, like sent them information, check. I got them out to the group because now you have to invite people. That doesn't mean they always get in the group now. So then I also send the link to our groups so I can just say, hey, just click here and then you can accept the invite. Just kind of like make checks, because when you have children home all day in the summer, you might be in the middle of it and you got halfway through the information. And if you didn't do it all, then you're like, oh my gosh, what part of it did I do or didn't I do? So I like little checks next to all their names. So check. And then once they get to the point where they're kind of like wanting to sign up, then I have another list and book for that. So once they get signed up, or I sent them the link, and then I usually put next to it like when they're wanting to sign up, because some people want it on payday or this day or just stuff like that. And then once they get signed up, I always go check to make sure it's paid, because a lot, you can get the decline and different stuff like that. Then so that's when the after sign up follow-up starts is I go and check when it's supposed to be delivered. So I'll send them the tracking information and say, hey, your package is to be delivered on this day. So then I'll go write that date in my planner, and on that day I'll say, hey, the package is supposed to be delivered today. Let me know if it does or doesn't arrive. So we can just check on that, and then I'll say, when are you going to get started? And then I put that in my planner for the next follow-up time. Usually it's the next day. Sometimes it's not. Some people want to start on the weekend. So then there's that follow-up. Then I usually follow up the first day and the third day, and probably like a weekend. And then it really just depends on the customer. Some people like love it, it's amazing, and they're like, every time you check in, they're like, I love it, it's great, it's amazing, the energy, just everything. And then some people you have to work with more because it's too much energy, or we have to like go back and just do the blue pills for a couple days. So it really just depends. But I always, general rule, first day, third day, a week, and then go from there. If everything is good to go. Usually my follow-up plan.
Perfect. And I love the lists. So important to write things down. I know in the beginning, when I was just starting out, I thought I can remember all this stuff. I can, when you're starting and you just have a couple of people, it's really simple just to kind of remember it. But something that we teach in our team is to, get notebooks and to get a planner and to write these things down from the beginning, even when you know that you can remember it all, because eventually you're going to get to the place where you can't remember it all. And so that's really important. Steph, what about you?
I kind of follow the same rule. Like when they get it, I talk to them about when they take it the first day, if they're not busy, I like to jump in and say, hey, how did your day go? And then, maybe a week, I'll let the week go usually. I don't usually do like 3 days. I usually do like at the end of the week, I'll be like, so what do you think? And especially if it's a sample pack, I'll usually check it a little sooner. And I always throw in there, you might want to reorder now if you love it. We'll get you signed up because you don't want to be without, that sort of thing. And I have my planner. You can see my chicken scratch, but I always on the day down, who signs up, if I have new signups, and I kind of jot down what they get. And if I don't do that, then I'm in the message when they're asking me a question going, okay, refresh my memory. What exactly did you order? And they'll kind of have to tell me if it was a liquid combo or whatever. So I try to write it down so I'm not having to ask. And then, I kind of play it by ear after that. Some people are going to tell you, every week how they're doing. Some people aren't going to ask you anything. Some people won't even tell you if, they're having detox symptoms, and, they may just stop. So you kind of have to play it by ear with everyone's personalities. The people that aren't just going to be open with you and come to you with every little thing, you kind of have to check in on them, I feel like, a little bit more. I have some that are like, hey, I got my products, this and this. And then 3 days later, they're like, oh my gosh, I feel amazing. And then have some people that'll, it's like pulling teeth to getting information out of them. So I try to, love on them a little bit more, pay them a little bit more attention, and let them know that it's okay to come to me for anything, even if, maybe they're having a tummy ache because they're not eating enough with it or whatever. So everyone's different. I just kind of play it by ear, kind of learn your customer.
Yeah, that's great. Just getting to know each person and kind of what they need. And then two, just mentioning that knowing who our downlines are as well. So if we have somebody on our, level one, whatever, that we know isn't really good with the follow-up, I think it's important, and you guys do this really well, connect with those people down deeper levels than just your level ones for your follow-up as well, so that you can, just stay connected with them and help them as they need it. Let's see. So what are some goals, Katie, that you are working on? Let's see, you kind of talked about that with goals you're headed towards. What are some, like smaller daily goals, things that you're working towards?
Club 90 right now, that's going on, to people to rank to managing, help my team grow, to help the girls under me reach the Club 90 that are trying to work on that. Really just to keep my customers and help them as much as possible. It's great when they're absolutely loving the product and they keep on it and stick with it. Just try to be there, and like Steph had said, be their friend. Just make. I mean, I've have gotten amazing friends just through selling this and cold market, and found people and never would have thought, and go on vacations and see them, and it's just a lot of fun. And so I don't know. So they're kind of like my little goals. I don't know. Just
That's awesome. So you mentioned Club 90, and you have been on quite a few of those trips. So let's talk about the experience of Club 90. Let's talk about how terrible it is or how amazing it is. I'm just kidding. It's not at all terrible. So it's one of our favorite things. We love it so much. So talk a little bit for people who have never been on the trip. Let's talk about what that experience looks like.
Well, it's absolutely amazing. So if you haven't even tried to get it, you need to try. The first time, actually, me and Lacey were pushing at the same time, and I only had one person, Steph, that's here, actually working the business with me when I was trying to push for the first one. So I just made it a goal that I was going to get a sign up, or someone on my team was going to get a sign up every single day for 90 days. You ask my husband. I was very determined, and kind of MIA for a little while with the family, but I was very determined to get it. It was a lot of hard work, but it was worth the, I guess you say, the blood, sweat, and tears, the way people say, because it's amazing to get to like hang out and rub shoulders with all of the owners. If you just don't know them, they're amazing, down to earth people, and you just get to hang out with everyone in just such a relaxed. It's just so much fun. You just chill and hang out and relax, and you can talk business if you want to talk business, or you can literally just, I mean, most of them have been hot places. Our fifth, this will be the fifth one out. Once I get it, I think will be my fifth one. So they have been a lot of fun, amazing. You meet so many people. I mean, I feel like I'm best friends with a lot of people now that in the company, just from hanging out on all these trips. I mean, you're going on 2 times a year. And the owners, I mean, they've jumped in the pool with their clothes on. Crazy fun things. They are like in the middle of all the fun too. So if you haven't pushed or tried, you need to, and it can be done. I mean, lock arms, find a buddy, find a partner, and do it together, because it can be done. You can do it, and it gets easier when you have more people under you and you do have a team. So if you are an only person, it is a little more difficult, but when you have like some people under you, it's definitely doable, but it's not super easy, but it's worth it. If you can do it and try to do it, it's absolutely amazing. It'll change your life.
Absolutely. Yeah. She mentioned the first couple that we were trying for, that she just had Steph. The first couple that I tried for, I kicked myself because the very first one, I thought, I don't have a big enough team to do this. I can't really push for it. And I didn't really try. It was something that I didn't put my all into, because I was like, before it even started, I kind of had it as that goal's too big. And I seriously kicked myself for not being there, because I just hate that I wasn't. But the second one, I've got a large team in South Africa, and for the first 2 or 3 Club 90s, they were not eligible for Club 90s. They didn't have control kits. And so it was, and like I mentioned, I lose a whole level on my Katie leg because, of the person that we have in between us. So it was hard, but it was like the same kind of thing. Like, we will get this done. I think we lost Steph. I was going to ask her about it too, but I think she maybe fell off. Steph, are you still here? I don't see her anymore. She was up on the top of my screen. So yeah, it was definitely just something, and anyone can do it. I love that how Katie was saying, the guys are so personable. They're there to hang out and spend time with all of them. Oh, good. I'm glad. So yeah, I'll ask you.
But I came back, but I didn't realize
I'm glad you're back. Oh no, you're good. Okay. So tell us about your experience with Club 90, the pushes for that, just what you love about it.
Oh my gosh, they're so amazing. The pushes are hard. If you don't have a big team under you, the pushes are hard, but they're worth it. And I think that you should try regardless, because hey, you're selling these kits, and so you're going to make the bonuses. I mean, it's more money for you, and you're growing your business, so you should push for it anyway. I mean, you never know. You just never know. You may be, wow, you may have 100 people that you've been talking to for a year, and they finally decide to order. So I think you should push for it, no matter what. The first one I made, you guys remember, I was so excited. I was so happy. I worked so hard, and I was like Katie, like my kids joke about it. They were like, we have no mommy. My husband was like, I have no wife, but he wasn't complaining when he got to go to Costa Rica. So
Right.
you just, I think, like I said, everyone should push for it. And if you're not making it, you have a wonderful upline. It's fun to help them make it. It always makes me happy
Right. Yeah.
when I know that my kids help Katie also. So,
She's so sweet.
I love that.
and then if
Um,
I haven't made, I just live vicariously through her.
I FaceTime her.
The trips are amazing. I mean, like Katie said, you get to hang out, and it's not necessarily about the business. Like she said, you can talk it if you want to. Our events are awesome that we have, and our trainings are awesome. But it's great to just relax, by the beach or on the cruise ship or whatever, and just hang out. And you realize, everyone is just normal people, just like you. From the owners down, whatever. So it's pretty awesome. So if you've never pushed for it, just do it. Whether you think you have a big team under you or not, you should always push for it.
Definitely. Yeah, that's something that we share with our team too, that, pushing, even if there's probably not a chance that you're going to be there this time, which anyone can do it. We've seen people brand new get started and end up making that trip. But if you're a slow grower, it's still, you're getting ready for the next one. You're setting yourself up well for the next Club 90. So Steph, you mentioned events. And so I wanted to talk about that too, because we're just like 3 weeks or so away from Summit. I cannot wait for this event. I just love events so much. They really are life-changing. They're business-changing. It's amazing to be in a room. When we started, it was just, I don't know, maybe 100 people or something at our first summit. And to get to 1,000, 2,000, whatever we're at now, so exciting. So let's talk events and talk the importance of getting to events. Steph, you want to start?
Sure. Get to the events. Do what you have to do to get to the events, because your business will change. Your mindset will change. You will grow. It's true. Those that, how's it go? Those that show up, go up. I think I'm saying that right. But yeah, it's the truth. Yeah. So you will learn something, even if it's just one thing that sticks with you, which I always take notes. But if one thing will stick with you from an event, and you take it home and you apply it to your business will change. So it's super important.
Absolutely.
Get there any way you can. Katie and I, in the beginning, we split meals. We've split hotel rooms. We've done what we've had to do to get there, and it's worth it.
Yeah, and you guys have proven that. Your businesses are showing that. Katie, what do you think? What's the importance of events? What do you love about them?
It just lights a firecracker under your butt, I think. Especially for people that have never been there. Because it's an MLM company. You're not going to a place on the daily to say, okay, this is where I work. But when you go to an event, it's like your job just came to life for the first time when you first show up. So I feel like it really wakes up people, and it might not even always be the person that's doing it. So if it's a person under you that's like, I kind of like it, but if you bring them along and then they're like, whoa, this is legit, or like your significant other, Like I know a lot of people start and the husbands or the wives, it's usually women that do this. So that's why I said the husbands are like, I mean, I'm behind you and I'm supporting you, but they don't realize like it's a real thing. So my husband supports anything I've ever tried to do. But when he went to the first Club 90 trip, which is an event, because with our kids, he just kind of stays home when it's the events right now. His eyes were open and he was like, wow, this isn't a joke. This is like the real deal. And like I said, it's like the business comes to life for the first time. If you've never been to any events or anything at all, even the summit is different than even like a meeting in your hometown. It's like you can't even, it's good if that's all you can get to, but if you can get to an event like Summit, go to the event. It'll change your job. It'll just, I don't know, I guess light a firecracker under you is the best thing to say.
Yeah, there's something about being in a room full of
Yeah,
people
definitely.
with some of the same goals that you have and like-minded people.
Yes, it's so great to be connected with people. Our industry as a whole, probably, we all know there's the pyramid scheme thing. We've got the naysayers, and whether that's family, friends, cold market, whatever that is. But when you're in a room with hundreds of people that just get it, like you get it, and I don't know, it feels like being home, being with your family, which is nice. But yeah, so important. And something that Katie said, getting your significant other to the event is also huge. I know that is what changed everything for my husband. He, like Katie's husband, like Steph's husband is as well, super supportive of what we want to do. But it was okay, honey, that's your thing. But getting them to, that's like next level. Getting yourself there is amazing. And I won't ever miss an event. If I'm laid up in the hospital or something, I'm going to have somebody like living the event for me on Facebook so I can see what's happening. But it's that important to be there. I won't miss one. I've been, everywhere that I can be. But getting my husband to the event was huge. That was a change for him. It was actually focus for him to be able to get there, to see other men who are doing the business, men who are supporting their wives. It was huge for him. So that's a great point, that it becomes real to them too. It's not that thing that my wife does on her phone all the time. It's actually, it just puts real life to that. So events change things. Absolutely. Talking about change, Steph, how has True Vision changed your life?
Wow. That's a big one. My life has changed significantly because of True Vision. Like, this is going to sound cheesy, but just the self-confidence that, I don't know, it's just like kind of like a learned thing, right? Because you see and there's men, I don't want to leave the men out, but other stay-at-home moms, I always just felt like I'm just a mom, I'm a good mom, but I was just a mom, so it's awesome that it gave me like self-confidence, and I feel like super proud of myself for building my own business. Financially, it's been great because we've got 3 kids. They're 5 years apart. So there's like always something, different stages of their lives. And I've just been able to, help my oldest when he through college, have extra money. He just moved out today. So to get his own apartment. And it was nice because, I had, extra money that didn't have to come out of, like the household budget. Just say, hey, take this, buy this for your apartment. That's just some small things. I've been able to pay off some credit card debt. Actually not going into more credit card debt, because now it's like, if an appliance breaks down, it's not the end of the world. I mean, I don't know how many people can relate to that, but we definitely could relate to that. When I was just working my little part-time job, my husband worked full-time and he has a good job, but you have 3 kids and a house and pets and everything. There's something always, that needs attention, that needs money for something. So that's been great. It's like, you don't hold your breath and go, oh my goodness, what are we going to do? It's just like, oh yeah, I just got paid. I got paid from True Vision. So little things like that. And like, we still can't get over that. And it's already been a couple of years now. When we first got to go out of the country and go to Costa Rica, that was amazing to us because we just had never even thought about going out of the country. Honestly, we're wrapped up in our everyday lives, you know, kids and we live in a really small town. So it was like, wow, we're going out of the country. This is awesome. And, you know, just to have the extra money to do that, you know, for airfare and everything like that, it's been life changing. So anybody that's just starting and you're on here and you're just a mom, you're not just a mom. You know, you're a woman first. You know, we put our kids first so often. You know, pour into your business a little. You can do it.
I love it. I've seen that change, and it's been awesome to see that confidence grow. And I love that. And I love that the little things, they really are the big things. Those times that you don't have to worry about where the money is coming from, for, you know, just to be able to know that, oh, my True Vision money is going to cover that. Those little things are not little. That's great. Katie, what do you think? What are some life-changing, how's True Vision changed your life?
A lot of things kind of like Steph, definitely. I know before I started True Vision, which sounds funny, but to me, I didn't like looking in the mirror to myself. I felt like I was a little heavier than I had been. It was just, when I first got married, I was real little. Lord, I almost had like a little 4-pack before I had kids. I was like, I can't even lose this weight. I was like going out of like pant sizes that were getting bigger, and I feel like I have confidence again. And I mean, I'm almost, I'll be 38 this month, and my brother keeps telling me, you're gonna be 40 in 2 years. And I was like, yeah, well, I don't feel like it. I feel amazing. I get carded still, so I'll take it. I said,
True. This is true.
but to have confidence in yourself when you're getting close to 40 is a great thing. Like back when I was younger, you know, a lot of 40-year-olds, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're really like let themselves go. I feel like, I don't know. I just don't, I feel like I'm in my 20s, but I know I'm not.
Yeah, I didn't go into the aspect of it. Like, I feel amazing, and I get that all the time,
Yeah.
especially my daughter's friends. Not that I look super young, but they can't believe that I'm my age. And age is just a number, and these products literally make you feel so much better and so good about yourself.
They really do. I agree. To have confidence and to be a woman is huge. So there's that's huge. And not having to go back to work, we had to move because of school situations. We're redistricting. So we had to make a change and move like 30 minutes from where all of my family was. So for me to make more money was very important too. So just for me in the beginning, I was super excited to just get my products free, and then paying for my van payment was like awesome. My husband's like, oh my gosh, you have the van payment covered. And I was like super excited. Like I felt really good about myself, just like the small things. Well, first it was like, oh, I can cover, actually the groceries are more expensive in the car. My children don't stop eating. Well, first it was that. And then it got to the point that I could cover our mortgage. And he was like, I can't believe you can cover the mortgage. I was like, I can't believe I can cover the mortgage either. And it just kept growing and getting bigger. And for the first time in our lives, we aren't living paycheck to paycheck. And we actually are starting to save. Like Steph said, I mean, having 3 kids living in the world today, and, you know, trying to give your kids everything and vacations and just groceries in general. I mean, $1,000 sometimes just for groceries for children and families. To being able to also help my husband, because I see he works so hard. And you only can get so far. And he has a great job and scary job, but he's out there protecting us, and it feels amazing to be able to contribute. So that's an awesome part. And like I said, if you're just starting, it progressively gets, and it's like 4 years, but it's been slow and steady, but it's been slow and steady up. I mean, we have our dips, but you can definitely do it if you want to do it.
Definitely. I love that. Yeah. Again, slow and steady. That's going to get you there, right? So what tips, you guys, I think you are both successful. I see success just in the things that you're sharing tonight. I've seen it over the years of knowing you, what tips for success can you offer to everybody tonight?
If you're just started selling, I would say for every no, you're that much closer to a yes. And I don't know why, but a lot of times family, and I'm not talking about your husband, but family can be harder on you if you're just starting. I don't know why it's an embarrassing thing to work in an MLM in the beginning. And if you're feeling like that, own it. Just own it. It's amazing. And you're your own boss, and consistency. So I had to get to the point because I had some family members that were very like, if you just went and got a real job and did what you did, you can make a whole lot of money. And I got that a lot in the beginning, and I had to overcome it and be proud of what I did and own it. And when I did, it took a whole turn for the better. So don't be embarrassed, be proud of it, stand up for it. And eventually it's good. They're jealous. They're going to be jealous of you. You get to work from home, go where you want. You're going on amazing trips for free. The options are endless if you stick with it. That's what I have to say.
Yes, I love it. I love it. That's perfect. Steph, what do you think? What is your tip for success?
Never give up. Never give up. No matter what happens below you or above you, it's your business. I mean, it's super great when you have supportive people. It sucks when you don't, but just never give up. It has to be important to you. If it's important to you, then you're gonna, you're gonna work hard at it and, stay consistent. And like she said, I loved when, she was talking about, family, friends or whatever. They kind of do at first frown on it. And, at first for me was like, oh gosh, I'm going to drive people crazy on Facebook, but you get over it. You get over it. You see everyone else posting what they do. Well, this is my life and this is what I do and this is what I'm passionate about. And you get over it and you go on and you take the people, the love of the people that want to support you, and you just have to overlook the ones that don't. And like she said, every no that you get, one step closer to your yeses. Get the no's out of the way. You get 10 no's, get one yes. That's awesome. So just don't give up.
Yeah, definitely. Don't give up. Thick skin. Thick skin is important.
Yes.
What is it? What people think about you isn't really important. It's important what we think about ourselves and what we put out there. And it doesn't need to affect us what other people think about us. They can think whatever they want. So I love it in the comments over here. Never give up, never surrender. So I like that a lot.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're almost done. Do you guys have any parting words that you want to give to us? Anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to say tonight, Steph?
Can't really think of anything. I'm real excited that I got to do one of these. It's awesome. I feel really honored. And like I said, anyone just starting out, or even if you've been in the business for a long time and you're kind of doubting yourself, don't doubt yourself. You can do this. Trust me. If I can do this, anyone can do this. So that's kind of it.
I love it. When I asked Steph if she would do it, I asked Steph and she said, that's really scary. So I probably have to do it. So she just totally steps up all the time. And she did great. I've got to say, I love it.
Thank you.
Katie, do you have anything that you wanted to say to us before we go?
I'd have to say that I forgot what I was going to say. Well, there is a question that someone asked about, if you have a contest with your downline, is there something that helps motivate? We do actually do contests. Lacey will do them from like our team down, and sometimes like I might do my own and Steph might do her own. They don't have to be big contests for the Club 90 or to motivate your team. You can just, with the cool gift cards now, you could do like whoever enrolls the most people and give them $25. Or we've done diffusers, essential oils. We've done
I like cash.
Cash. They always like cash. Yeah, or trial packs. So if the next 3 people that get signed up, I would send them the free extra week, or, you know, definitely contests help to motivate people. I would agree with that. I don't remember what the last thing I was going to say was, but if you're wanting to do this as a job, just give it your all. Do what you can do, and like Steph said, whoever, if you have people behind you, lock arms with them. People are going to. I definitely think when starting out, the hardest part was getting over everyone's crud that like it's not a real job. I think that was probably the hardest thing. And once you give it everything and you're like, well, this is my job, and if you don't like it, oh, that's what it was. They're not feeding you guys, they're not paying your bills. So I don't know why they care what you're doing. And that's kind of how I had to say it to one of my family members, was like, dude,
Your opinion doesn't pay my bills.
yeah, that's the saying, right? That one right there. See, they always go with my word. You know what I'm gonna say. I don't know what I'm gonna say. Well, I had to tell my one family member, unfortunately, I was like, look, I don't know why you care what I do. I'm paying my bills. You're paying your bills. I don't care how you pay your bills or what your job is. So why do you care what I do? If it makes me and my husband happy and we're fine with it, then I don't know why you're fine with it. So there are those doubters, and then there are people that would be behind you and cheer you on. So just find the people that want to cheer you on and block the ones that don't want to cheer you on.
And sometimes they end up signing up.
Yeah, and then sometimes they end up signing up.
That's true. I love it. You guys just have dedication to the max, to our company, to our products, to your teams. And I'm just so appreciative for you guys being on tonight. So thank you for all that you do for True Vision as a whole. Thank you for being on with us tonight. Thank you to everyone else who joined us and who stuck around. We are right at the 8 o'clock hour, 9 o'clock, 8 my time, 9 Eastern. So we are going to log off here and not take up any more of your time. But you guys have a fantastic evening. Go talk up CBD and let's see, Vibrant and Harmony patches, and do some research, learn as much as you can. And you guys have a great night, and hopefully see you all soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.